Hey, Dan Cucimillo here with NorCal Sports Network with a video on the San Francisco Giants and talks that they were in on some possible trade talks with Luis Robert Jr. of the Chicago White Sox, but those fell apart. We're going to talk about that, but before we do, let us get into our sponsor. Let us thank our sponsor of this video. That would be Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group. Check them out in the description of this video for all your legal needs, or give them a call at 415-613-9483. Tell them NorCal Sports Network sent you. Guys, if you would give this a like on this video, it does help the algorithm and helps the channel grow. We appreciate it in advance. Thank you so much. All right, Giants fans, Luis Robert Jr., if you've been watching NorCal Sports for any length of time, I have been promoting that the Giants go after Luis Robert Jr. for the better part of a year or more. And why do I say the Giants should go after Luis Robert Jr.? Because they have nothing else. They don't have potential star. I mean, the idea of Luis Robert is he has a very high ceiling, and the Giants don't have anybody really with that high of a ceiling in their organization other than Bryce Eldridge right now. Elliot Ramos is a guy that could do what Luis Robert has done. Robert hit 38 home runs in the 23 season. He's stolen over 20 bases. The problem with Luis Robert is his availability. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, and this is what's knocked his value down. But when he's on the field and he's playing, he is a top talent in baseball. We saw it in the 23 season. The other problem with Luis Robert is sometimes his desire to give it all 100%. He's shown a lack of effort at times, which is concerning. Some people think maybe it's because he's playing with maybe one of the worst organizations, worst baseball teams in the history of the game with the Chicago White Sox. That could get you kind of down. But I think this spring is going to tell some signs. Does Luis Robert come out of spring training looking like he's ready to go with a good attitude? And if he does, and if he's playing well and he's healthy, would not be surprised if he's dealt. Now, it was reported on Foul Territory with Ken Rosenthal that the Cincinnati Reds and Luis Robert and the White Sox were trying to work out a deal, but it fell through. And in that same conversation, it was talked about that the Giants earlier were in on talks about Luis Robert. It is what we're hearing, that the White Sox want 2 top 5 prospects. I don't think that's going to happen for anybody. I think teams are willing to give up 1 top prospect, but not 2 in the top 5. Now, the Giants, I would still take the chance. I'm not giving up Bryce Eldridge. To me, Bryce Eldridge is virtually untouchable. I want to see what he can do. But guys like James Tibbs, Dakota Jordan, Carson Wisenhunt, if you gave up 2 of those 3 guys for Luis Robert, look, what are you holding back on Luis Robert for? You got Mike Yastrzemski playing right field. Move Robert to center and put him in center field, and move Jung-Hoo Lee to right field and Elliot Ramos to left field. Now you have more depth. Now maybe you have some options to trade other guys. You know what? I don't understand the thinking of baseball teams. Take the model of the Dodgers. You want too much talent, not enough, not just a little. Why not have more talent in positions, and then you're free to have more people to trade and fill up spots that you might need? So the Giants don't think this way. The Giants have, in my opinion, they are too scared to actually make a move. And why do I say that? Well, they just don't make moves. They're afraid to make moves. You might say that the San Francisco Giants front office has a history, recent history. I'm not talking about the old history with Brian Sabian and Ned Colletti and Bobby Evans. They all made deals. But this regime that they had for 6 years with Farhan, who, by the way, Zach Menaeson was in that regime, and now he's the general manager, and Buster Posey, too cautious. You know what I think of them? What I think of the San Francisco Giants front office of making a deal is this. Yeah, chicken. The Giants are too chicken to make a move. Why are you chicken to make a move? You're a fourth place team. You got to take risk if you're going to get better. You're not going anywhere taking a cautious approach. And that goes to Pete Alonso. You know, I got to tell you with this Pete Alonso thing, it just is unbelievable to me. I heard Jim Bowden say that Buster Posey is vehemently opposed to giving opt-outs. Well, why are you afraid to give an opt-out, Buster? You have nothing. You do not have a legitimate first baseman. Why don't you sign Pete Alonso? You could be actually competitive this year with Pete Alonso. We saw that every team in the National League that hit 200 plus home runs last year either made the playoffs, or in the only case that didn't make the playoffs was the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's right. Every team that hit 200 home runs in the National League, except for the Diamondbacks, made the playoffs. And the Diamondbacks were eliminated basically in a tiebreaker. That's it. So I don't get why the Giants will not go after Pete Alonso when they have nothing at their disposal. And you know what? Why not? You know, Buster says he's in the business of making memories. How about memories of 30 plus home runs for the first time since 2004, since Barry Bonds did it with the San Francisco Giants? How about getting Pete Alonso making some memories, 30 plus homers, and your team who hit 177 last year will hit over 200 with the addition of Alonso and Willy Adames. You'll probably hit 210 to 220. You'll probably be right in the playoff hunt as a wild card. I don't understand the thinking of this front office. And you know what it is? It lacks experience. You need a type A personality that can go after it and is willing to take risk. Buster Posey, to me, is playing this way, way too cautious. And they are not willing to give Pete Alonso. Look, you could have Pete Alonso on a 3-4-year deal, $100 million. Give him the opt-out after the first 3 years. Who cares? If he does great, he's going to opt out. That's what you want. You actually want him to opt out. That means he had an awesome season. He's not opting out. If you're opposed to opt-outs and you just want the guy to be here, then you're saying if he has a bad year, you're going to be stuck with him. But if he has a really, really good year, Buster, he's going to move on. And you know what? You got Bryce Eldridge coming in 2026, if not sometime in 2025. So why the Giants don't make moves? It's because you heard the sound earlier, guys. Do I have to play it again that the San Francisco Giants are chickens? I mean, come on. Pete Alonso, go get Luis Robert Jr. Your minor leagues is ranked 30th. Give up a couple of guys. You don't have much to offer, but maybe you can swing it with the White Sox to get a Luis Robert, get a Pete Alonso. Man, you could have actually a nice team, a fun team to watch, a competitive team, a team that's entertaining. Right now, you have zero entertainment value with Wilmer Flores, Lamont Wade Jr., Mike Yastrzemski in your lineup. You need to fill those holes. So I think the Giants are running scared. They're afraid to make bold moves. I think it was Andrew Friedman who said, if you want a guy, you better go out and get him, because if you're hesitant, you're going to finish third. Okay. Yogi Berra once said, nice guys finish last. You got to be tough. You got to go out and get the guys you want. San Francisco Giants fans will show up. Pete Alonso has a great track record hitting in Oracle Park. He hits a home run every 10.75 at bats in Oracle Park. It does not hold him back. You know, he hits more home runs per at bat in San Francisco than he does at Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia, more than Citi Field in New York, more than Cincinnati's ballpark. some ballparks that are pretty good to hit home runs in. Pete Alonso has a better home run rate per at bat in San Francisco. Buster, go get this thing done. Make some trades. Make this thing interesting. Your over-under is projected at 79.5 wins, down 4 from last year when it was 83.5. Who was right? The Giants or the odds makers? Yeah, the odds makers were right once again. They've been right about the Giants for the last 3 years. Why don't you do something to prove them wrong? Go out, sign Pete Alonso. Go make a trade for Luis Robert. You know, I'll be talking about other trades as well that the Giants can do. Here on NorCal Sports Network, we don't just report news, we make news, okay? We're trying to make the Giants better, something that I don't understand why the front office settles for this type of team that looks like another fourth-place finish. All right, guys, that's enough for my rant. San Francisco Giants, do something. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you like the idea of the Giants going out and getting Pete Alonso, making a trade for Luis Robert Jr., or should they just sit pat? And this is, as Larry Bear says, a possible 95 win team. That is the biggest joke I've ever heard. Come on, Giants. We're not stupid. We get what's going on. Been telling you guys for years, this team is a 500 team, while everybody else was out there saying, no, this is a playoff team. No, it's not. And this year in 25, as it stands right now, they have no chance of making the playoffs unless everything goes perfectly. And I don't think that'll happen. How you make the playoffs is you go out and get really good baseball players, something the Giants only have a few. So go out and do something, Buster and Zach Meneas, and make the Giants proud, make the fans show up. The fans love and support the team when you put a winning product out there and an exciting product. Pete Alonso is the one guy that you can actually go out and get and put fans in the seats. People would love to watch Pete Alonso hit dingers. Okay, let's do it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. We read the comments. We'll try to respond to as many as possible. We do appreciate you watching this video. And by the way, Better, B-E-T-R, up there in the top right-hand corner, the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. Download the link in the description of this video or put in the promo code on your app. Put in the app on your Apple phone or your Android. Download the Better app and put in the promo code NCSN for a deposit match of up to $250 plus a free pick. You can't beat that, guys. So thanks for watching. Comment below. We'll try and get back to you, and we will catch you on the next video. Take care, everybody.